Hello friends. Okay, so today we're going to do a quick tutorial on how to make these super cute earrings, and then if I have time I'm going to show you something I just figured out like 5 minutes before I started this video, which is this kind of double flower situation. So that should be fun. Hey Mel, how are you? All right, so I'm starting with a 20 gauge wire. I've grabbed 23 inches of a 20 gauge wire, and I'm going to use a highlighter as my mandrel for this piece. Hey Pamela, how are you? So I'm going to I'm going to have the tail of my wire jut out about 2 inches from my highlighter, and I'm just going to do 6 rotations with my wire around my highlighter. Is that 6? That is 6. And I'm actually just rolling this so that the tail of my wire is even. I think my cat has the zoomies. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. Hey Margot! Hey Natalie! Alright, it looks like I've got a decent amount extra, so that 23 inches is probably generous, but we're going to stick with it for right now. Alright, and then we're just going to pull that off of our highlighter, keeping our 2 tail wires together. You can just pinch the bottom like this. And then what you can do is take your pliers and just go the opposite of where these are crossing. So just imagine you have a line directly across here. So you're just going to go straight to the other side here. We're going to grab and then just pinch and bend in. We're going to do the same thing over here, just pinch and bend in so that you have something that looks like this. I didn't get a very good bend on this side. There we go. Okay. Then, once you have this shape, what you can do is start to just kind of open those up. And these come together pretty quickly. Until you see that kind of flower shape in the middle. And then once you're there, you'll just take that natural line straight out with your end wire, like this. Try and make it as clear as possible for you guys. Okay, so you'll have what looks like this. You've got one end wire on the bottom and one end wire on the top. I will never learn. I tried this and made a mess of my first one, and then I thought, hey, I got a great idea. I used my 6-step bail making pliers. Save yourself the time. I finally found a bigger marker. Fair enough. Aw. Happy to see you tonight. Glad your little one's on the mend. Thank you. He seems to be doing a little bit better, so we've kept it under, like, right at 99 is his temperature today, so hoping it stays that way. Okay, so now we've got our 2 wires that are sticking off at the end here, and what we're going to do is we're going to this over. We're going to take our tail wire and we're going to stick it through, so it's going up, and we're going to stick it through the right hole of this petal, right? The petal that it's going like straight through, essentially, right? So this hole. And what you can do is, if you pinch right in the middle, you can take your wire and then just kind of guide it through and then gently pull like that, so that it won't really bend anything out of shape. And then you'll flip it over and you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So nicely pinch and then just bend and very gently pull through. So you have something that looks like this. Rebels. Hi, rebels. And then once you're here, you can pinch and you can just kind of lay down your wires on either side. And then if you pinch everything together, you can I wouldn't pull too hard because you don't want to pull everything apart, but you can kind of give a little tug to tighten what you're doing. Rebels is a troublemaker. All right. So now that you're here, you're going to do this same maneuver one more time, where you gently continue this loop and just push that wire through, gently pull. Same thing on this side. And then at this point, you can take your remaining wire and cut about a little more than halfway across, like that. Same thing here, like that. And then take your tweezer nose pliers and then just gently bend it down in there, flip it over, same thing on the other side. Yeah. So you have something that looks like this. Oh, you did, Loki? Do you love them? Santa? All right, so I am going to keep my remaining wire. I did start with 23 inches of length, so this honestly is like the perfect amount because I can use the remaining wire for ear wire. So what I'm going to do is just straighten what I have left. So I measure 1.75 inches for my ear wire, but I'm lazy, and so I just use this line right here on my finger and hold that down. And then I go to the tip of my finger. So I would try this first just to see if it will work out lengthwise for you and save yourself having to measure that over and over and over again. Beyond happy with them. Thank you so much, Hallie. Been waiting for days to catch you live again. I'm sorry that I haven't been live. My child has been sick, but I'm back. All right, so now I'm going to take those two wires and my round nose pliers and just make a little loop on the end of each of them. Like that. Then I can take my veil making pliers and just bend that over like that. Same thing with this one. You can also take the box of your bail making pliers, give a little bend at the end there. Yeah, so you've got that. And then you can hammer them with your bench block and chasing hammer, just the front here. Now I'm going to use a metal file. You can also use what's called a cup burr. It's a little diamond cup burr that you can actually take to the end of your wires, and it'll round out the end of your wire. However, I don't know why. For me, I think it's just like more satisfying. I can hear it. But I just like to file the ends. When I am filing, I always file in the same direction. Even though it probably doesn't look like it on screen, I am always filing in the same direction. And I think for me, I can like really hear it when it's like nice and smooth. Same thing with this one. And this is a really important step if you're making your own ear wires, because you really want to make sure that the earrings don't hurt the person wearing them. Unless it's rebels. And leave them nice and jagged. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Hey, Allie, I've recently made 457 pairs of earrings. Oh, wow. Wow. That's impressive, Sharon. Yes, I guess this is the point where I say, just so you all know, all of the tools that I use here in the live stream are listed over on my website, and where to acquire them. So if you are ever interested in finding something that I'm working with here, that is where you will want to go. All right, so again, I started with 23 inches of a 20 gauge wire. I'm going to cut another piece, and we're going to do that flower one more time. So this is for you, rebels. We're going to do 6 rotations around a highlighter. I'm just rolling that to make sure that it's relatively centered with my excess wire. We'll take that off the highlighter. Again, opposite where they cross. Just going to do a little bend inward, like that. And then you can open them up. Oh, is it 7 already? It sure is. And line those up, send that through to that right side. Flip it over, same thing. Just gonna fold that over, fold that over. Oh. What did I miss here? I feel like I skipped over a wire here. Just gonna roll with it. I absolutely did. I don't know how I managed to do that. You guys see the one that's like crossing back here? I don't want it to do that. I'm gonna reassess. I feel like at this point I should say always be mindful when unbending and rebending the same wire over and over again, because that can really ruin your day. So I'm just going to make sure these are all kind of where they're supposed to be seated. Okay. Whatever. It's the life we're living now, guys. Did I, for real. It's because I did that first one so perfectly. This one's giving me a hard time. Maybe it's because I said I was doing it for Rebels. She's over there like cursing me. These are totally supposed to be on the opposite side. I don't know what I did. I have no idea what I did. I'm sure if I went back and like watched this, I would be able to see exactly what I did, I suppose, maybe. I'm tempted to just start over. It's like not a failure, but it's certainly not what it's supposed to be doing. I could do something really crazy, you guys. Everybody stay calm. Remember, stay calm. That's the name of the game here. What have I done? My God, you guys. Rebels, did you actually curse me? I think she might have. Maybe I've been cursed. Nothing a little troubleshooting can't fix. Looky there, she fixed it. Circle, circle, dot, dot, you're cured. All right, obviously, first try. It's because she didn't use a purple highlighter. Valid. That's exactly why. At least I got the first one on my first try. Suppose there's that. All right. So now we have 2 of them. We'll edit that out in post-production. Exactly. Okay, so now that we have those, what you can do is take a about 8-inch piece of 26 gauge wire, and you'll grab 6 3 to 4 millimeter beads. You want them all to be the same size, so it's just entirely up to you, but I'm going to take 6 and string them on, except that one, and we're going to throw that one. Oh, thank you all so much. I did it. Okay, so once you have 6 beads there, you can circle them around like this, and then you're going to cross your wires and fold that back one over so it goes straight across the back like that, right? And then you can take a 7th 3 or 4 millimeter, whatever the same size bead, but in a different color or the same color, you know, live your life, and throw that on that same wire that ran across the back, and you're just going to place it in the middle there. And then where it crosses, you're just going to loop it around. That little boy. All right. And then you can fold those down like this. And you can take them. I like to cross the opposite direction of what I did here, just to provide a little extra security. And then I go through. I'm going to send it back up through this loop here, like that. And then back down. Same thing on this side. We're going to loop around these 2 wires right here, back through our flower, and then right back through to the back. Like that. And then on the back here, you can just do several rotations around one of those petals, wherever you feel like it'll look best. I'm just going to do 3 rotations and then break my wire. no, probably in your room.
I checked.
Okay, it should be in your room. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you for being a member, Brenda. All right, then you can kind of adjust it as needed on the front. My sweet, sweet boy, you are just going to have to wait then.
What if I took the blanket from this chair?
You don't, there's 1,000 blankets in this house. Okay. All right. I'm going to do the same thing again with the other one. Six beads. He's just stir crazy. That's kind of where both of us are at this point. All right. Yeah, he's been out of school for one reason or another for the past 12 out of 14 scheduled school days. So we're going on like 3 solid weeks of me like being off my normal schedule and like my normal work schedule, which has been like stressful. So yeah. It is what it is. We're making it work. All right, so now we have 2. Relax, you're doing great. Tell my bank account that. All right. Being a single full-time parent with no help whatsoever is difficult at times, especially as a full-time artist. What's up? How are you? But honestly, it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done in my life, both being a parent and being a full-time artist. So I would not trade it for the world. And I'm very, very grateful every single day that I have the opportunity to do it. And it's nice because when there are 3 weeks unexpectedly where my child is out of school, I'm able to be there. And that is like the biggest blessing that I could ever ask for. So I am truly grateful. And that honestly is what it comes down to. I'm grateful. All right, well, there you have it. I am going to show you guys how to do that little double flower thing. Thanks, Shauna. I'm also like leaving the country, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. So, you know, I was trying to be as prepared for that as possible, and it's kind of just eaten into any preparedness I could possibly have had. But you know what? Life is life, and it is what it is, and I'm grateful that I'm able to do that. If that's my biggest problem, then I'm living a really great life. All right. So, I'm going to take 25 inches of a 20 gauge wire. Maybe. We'll see. This is 23 inches. We're going to see if we can make it work. I don't know. Regular Katy Perry cherry chapstick. Okay. I'm going to leave just a little bit off the edge here. And we're going to do 6 rotations around the chapstick. That's 7. 6 rotations around the chapstick, right? And then you're going to have something that looks like this, right? No comment, Shauna. All right, then, for the sake of you guys having like something tangible size-wise, I'm going to use a small, wherever it went. Oh, here we go. A fine point Sharpie, right? And just at the very tip of the fine point Sharpie, I'm just going to hold that bottom section right there, right? And we're going to continue rotations and to not pull. So I really need to put a decent amount of pressure to make sure I'm not making that last one smaller. And we're going to do 6 rotations. Around the end of that Sharpie. And then when you pull that off, it's going to look something like this, right? And then you can actually squish all of that together into one thing. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take this wire and you're going to send it through all of them twice. I hope we have enough wire for this. Fingers crossed, guys. Right? And Straighten the other one out, and you have something that looks like this, which I think is honestly cool in and of itself, but it is what it is. So then, like the other piece, the other flowers that we did, you're gonna go opposite of that center point right there, and you're gonna do a little bend and a little bend like that. And then same thing with the inside here. Just to kind of point that. Okay, so you have something that looks like this. Then you're going to take 3 of those and you're going to open it up like that, keeping these wires together, right? And then as intuitively as possible, you're going to open up those petals. And when you try this, you'll know what I mean when I say as intuitively as possible, because they're not all going to want to go the way you want them to go. Okay? But remember, it's a flower, so it's not going to be perfect. Okay? Then you're going to take your, oh no, I made a mistake. Hold on. Let me push these back through. There we go. There we go. Shh, 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 shh. Everybody stay calm. It's like a magic show. You're funny. All right. Then you're going to take your other 6 and you're going to split those, and you're basically going to do the exact same thing again. All right, chill out, chill out. There we go. Right, where you gently, you might need your pliers for this, but if you use your pliers, do it very gently. Just kind of pull those apart. And honestly, it doesn't have to be perfect because it'll look like it already looks cute, right? But honestly, I'm not going to fight it. I'm just going to let it overlap however it wants to overlap, right? Because I think it looks nice just the way it is right now, honestly. And then what you're going to want to do is basically make like a little X back here, like that. See how I've crossed them over? You're going to send them to the front, kind of where they're needed most, and that might not make sense in the moment when you're hearing it from me now, but if you try it, you'll know what I mean. So you know, you kind of like find your weak points and kind of tack those points down. And then send them back through, crisscross again. That's what I get for cutting a wire a little bit too short, but it's fine. It's like kind of the perfect length. All right, and then I'm just gonna fold that over and tuck it to where it's not going to scratch anything. Same thing with this one. just fold that over and tuck it to where it's not going to scratch anything. And then when you flip this back over, you're going to just adjust as needed. And you have a little flower. Aren't they cute? Tickle, tickle. Sorry, I just yelled. Yes, if you enjoy this content, please hit the subscribe button. When I'm not getting hit with back-to-back random unexpected absences of my child from school, I live stream a lot. So please hit the subscribe button. And that's it. That's it. I also plan to be doing a tutorial on this bad boy in the near future, so keep an eye out for that. It is a fidget spinner, but it doesn't have to be a fidget spinner. You could actually just put a cabochon in there as well, but this just turned out to be a really fun little fidget spinner. So anyway, I hope you guys learned something. I hope you enjoyed this live stream, and thank you so much to all of my members. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for sponsoring this live stream and giving me the ability to do this every day. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'm going to go tend to my sick child. Oh, thank you, Alexander. Thank you for subscribing. I really, really appreciate that. I did include all the materials for this project in the description of this video. So if you want to learn how to do this, or if you want to follow along, like go back and follow along, all of the materials are listed there. So you can check that out. But yeah, thank you guys again. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Also, for this one, which I will try and go back and list, if you want to try and do this one, start with about 26 inches of wire rather than the 23 that I accidentally used. So obviously it can be done with 23, but 26 will get you a cleaner aesthetic. Not that it really, like, I don't think it really makes too much of a difference. I don't think it makes a difference. So anyway, thank you so much. I will see you all later. Bye.